So, friends, this is about a king who lived in Sri Lanka. Not only that, it's about a massive palace built from stone and a large number of rock inscriptions. The story we're telling is about 22 or 23 centuries old. This story at one point goes back to the prehistoric era. So it is the story we mentioned about the king and his blind queen, the place where she was buried. Not only that, friends, there are stories of depopulation due to the Baminithiya Saya famine, about conversations that emptied villages, carvings of a bow, an arrow and a sword etched in stone, where prehistoric man roamed in Sri Lanka. A sacred place that holds a great mystery is what we are going to talk about today. So, friends, we have to go to the Ratnapura Embilipitiya main road from the small town of Pallebedda in the area called Galpaya. After traveling about 5 miles on a side road, you'll find the Bambaragala Forest. Now, that area got the name Galpaya because of a palace made of stone. There are many stone pillars remaining today. Archaeologists interpret it as King Valagamba, after being defeated in battle, built this stone palace while he was regrouping. When you see those stone pillars, you can understand it was a large palace. For now, let's proceed with the story assuming it's a creation of King Valagamba. Now from that Galpaya area, we have to go to the Bambaragala rock range. Friends, this is not an easy journey. It's imbued with great mystery and you have to travel through a dense forest. The Hayagala, Panibedugala, Pokonugala, Hulangala, Kodigala are the names given to these rock plains. And on the journey past them, the inscriptions found, friends, show that this place has a history of over 2300 years, from the 3rd century BC to the 12th century AD. There was a forest monastery complex at this site. Anyone can confirm this by looking around. The last inscription at this site is about 800 years ago. The corresponding ruins, remnants, and archaeological evidence for these inscriptions can still be seen today at the Bambanagala Forest. The things that have happened to the ruins today and the attention of the Department of Archaeology we will talk about at the end of the video. By combining archaeological evidence and folklore and paying attention to the Bambaragala Forest, we see that during King Valagamba's reign, the Baminithiya Saya famine occurred. Due to that drought, the area was depopulated for a long time and became overgrown with jungle. Currently, 15 rock caves, including 6 with ancient inscriptions, have been discovered at Bambaragala Forest. Now about that place, a Brahmi inscription from the 3rd century BC takes a prominent place. There is a cave associated with these caves. It's larger than the other caves. This cave is divided into 3 sections with large walls made of stone and mud. Friends, to find information about that cave, we have to look into a folk tale. Along with that story, in this place, a king named Mangara, or in some places Mangala, is said to have established his kingdom. King Mangala had a queen. This princess's eyes could not see. Folklore says that King Mangala created the Kana Biso Lena, or blind queen's cave, for his blind queen. There is an interesting story about that too. How did King Mangala's wife's eyes become blind? The king had an extremely valuable gem. The king, when he went outside the royal palace, would look at this gem before leaving. The gem was kept in a secret box. The king's queen became suspicious of this. The queen, deciding to secretly look at the gem, looked at it through the door's keyhole when the king was away. That eye of the queen went blind. She looked with the other eye too. That eye also went blind, according to the folklore. The king was very sad about this. He appointed attendants to look after the queen. Near here, there is the Kana Biso Lena, or blind queen's pond. This is the pond where the king's queen bathed. Because the queen was a burden to the attendants over time, the king had made a handrail for the queen to go for her bath. They directed the handrail towards the precipice, so the queen fell from this precipice and died. Friends, the folklore says that the blind queen, the king's wife whose eyes were blind, was placed in a stone coffin and her body is still enshrined in the Kana Biso Lena. Along with that folklore, the numerous artifacts found at the Bambaragala Sanaya, the stone pillars, the stone palace, and all these things, the King Mangara or King Mangala is not mentioned in our Mahavamsa. As we at Media.M say, folklore is also scientific. Many countries in the world based on folklore have found unimaginable treasures. Can a gem make both eyes blind? So, friends, do you know that there are some gems if we keep them with us for a week or two, we can even get cancer? So, friends, the Bambaragala Sanaya, in the present day, near the Bodhi tree that has been planted, there is a rock slab. On that rock slab, an arrow, a sword and a bow, an inscription with figures of such weapons can be seen. Seeing such a drawing, is it really a question whether this place was initially established for Arhants? This means that long before the 3rd century BC, a much older story is hidden here. In several of the Bambaragala inscriptions, unimaginable information has been revealed. Just look at these words from the inscriptions. According to this inscription, at a later time, the Bambaragala Sanaya was offered to the great Sangha. The ancient Buddha statues, made from a single stone, which are now gone, could be seen in abundance. And not only that, the remains of an ancient stupa and many such historical items and sites have fallen prey to treasure hunters. At the Bambaragala Sanaya, you can still see stone inscription evidence that is over 2300 years old. When you walk through the Bambaragala Sanaya, what you see is that it's not just a historical Buddhist monastery, but also that a fortified city existed there. The evidence for that, friends, is a stone rampart, a stone fort about 40 acres long that we can see. Some people say that King Mangala built this stone wall for his blind wife. However, if there is so much information about a royal palace, we have to think beyond that. The relationship between the villagers and Bambaragala in this area is revealed in the Puranas. In the past, when using sickles for harvesting, a series of stories connected to Bambaragala have emerged. In those days, for harvesting, at the entrance of the Bambaragala cave, there was enough golden-handled sickles for the villagers. So, friends, that means the king's patronage was received here for agriculture, because a common populace with golden sickles without the king's patronage would not engage in agriculture. Like the god Mahasen, eventually King Mangala or King Mangara was accepted as a deity by the people. There are many folk tales about that too. Now from here too the story of the Bambaragala Sanaya continues. Near Bambaragala flows a small stream Kuda Oya. It nourishes the Walave river. In ancient times, the Pustota area was inhabited, it has been discovered. During excavations in the Pustota and Veherabindiyaya areas, forts, pottery shards, stone pieces, gem necklaces, copper coins, and many other things have been found. So, friends, plenty of evidence has been found in excavations to suggest that a giant prehistoric civilization existed here. Many tools used by prehistoric man, like tools for hunting animals, have been found. In a 1942 book called Ancient Writings of Sabaragammu, by the Venerable Kiriyeleg Nanavimala, the Thero says that in the area with the standing statue and Bodhisattva statue of Bambaragala, he saw ruins that were not so destroyed. Now today, due to the destruction caused by treasure hunters and the Department of Archaeology's failure to make the right decisions, this site is severely destroyed, as stated by Venerable Halmilarave Sumanadhamma Thero via his YouTube space. The people of the Galpaya area perform a small ritual connected to the Bambaragala Sanaya in hopes of rain. It is a ritual performed for agriculture in anticipation of rain. So, please study the facts we've mentioned a little more.